You there. The Dawn Guard is looking for anyone willing to fight against the growing vampire menace. What do you say? That's what everybody says. Right up until they find their throat being ripped out by a pack of hungry vampires. If you change your mind and decide to join the fight before it's too late, talk to Ezron at Fort Dawn Guard, southeast of Rickton.
Yes, I don't claim to be the best blacksmith in Whiterun. Yorlin Greymane's got that honor. Man-steel is legendary. All I ask is a fair chance. That I do. I've got to, if I hope to be as good as Yorlin Greymane someday. In fact, I just finished my best piece of work. It's a sword. I made it for the Jarl, Balgroof the Greater. It's a surprise. I don't even know if he'll accept it, but... Listen, could you take the sword to my father, Proventus Avenici? He's the Jarl's steward. He'll know the right time to present it to him. Thanks. Yes, actually. How about you smith me an iron dagger? Here's everything you need to make one. Go ahead. Plenty. I'd say we're prosperous enough. Most folk don't go hungry, if they're willing to work hard. The city's ruled by the Jarl up in Dragon's Reach. That's the fortress there, up on the tall hill. But you're probably more interested in Gilvasker, Mead Hall of the Companions. Their deeds of war and valor are legendary. I'll take my leave then. Captain.
Welcome to War Maidens. We've got small weapons as well as big. Patreon, at her forge, just outside. Place is named after her. War Maidens. It's a childhood nickname given by her father. What I hear, she was playing with swords even back then. Anyway, our wares are strong and the price is fair. What else matters? That'll be the Jarl, Balgroof the Greater. He's an honorable enough man. Never done wrong by me or my kin. Things are tough for him now, I'd wager. What with the fighting and the dragons. But Balgroof's a tough old lord. He can handle it. Good doing business with you.
Let me know if you see anything you like. How my heart soars to look upon a Sister Bosmer. Please, how can I serve your hunting needs? Hello, friend. Yes, I hear that question often. My brother Honorius and I came up with it one night after consuming rather too much meat. After our drinks, we went out for a moonlight hunt. We got separated, and in his drunken state, my brother mistook me for a deer. He shot an arrow that pierced my, rump. After such a memorable adventure, we knew we had the name for our shop. Try Hulda, the innkeeper at the Bannered Mare. It's just up the road near the market. You should check in at Dragon's Reach, too. There's so much going on these days. The Jarl or his steward might have need of help. Thank you very much for your business.
Old friend, patron of the great clan Battleborn. A name I'm sure you know well. Uncivilized, pelt-wearing axe-strikers. It's a wonder they don't still live in a cave like those ancestors they keep boasting about. It's true, Vignar Greymane and his lot are one of Whiterun's oldest and, depending on who you ask, most respected clans. I don't dispute that. But it's one thing to take pride in your lineage, and another to cling blindly to the past. What they call honor and tradition, I call ignorance. Money, you laggard. What else? It always comes down to coin. The Greymanes have deep roots in Whiterun, but so do we. Difference is, we're rich, and Vignar hates it. Oh, and they hate it too. All their big talk of pride and honor. What do they got to show for it? Beggars' rags and stale bread. We've got the same pride, same honor, and we've got wealth. No wonder they envy us. Battleborn is a name on legends, sung in the songs of old and heard in deeds of valor for 100 generations. For Clan Battleborn, they cry in the mead halls, first into the fray and last to quit their ale. We've got honor, wealth, and titles too. Aye, and buxom women to warm your bed on a cold Skyrim night. Now, if that don't answer your question, then no words will. You watch yourself out there.
Blade and shadow, silence and death. These are my arts. For a modest fee, I'll make great art for you. I am an artisan, painting in strokes of blood red upon the canvas of life. But yes, I will take coin to fight at your side. After all, where is the value in creating art if there is nobody left alive to see it? Walk always in shadows, so that you will see your foes before they see you.
Hi there. Bye.
I'll be happy to assist you if you'd like to purchase something. How my heart soars to look upon a Sister Bosmer. Please, how can I serve your hunting needs?
I know nothing of fear, and nothing of remorse. In my feet, and together we will vanquish evil.
My friend Alava, the seer, she says things will get better for me once I start sticking up for myself. Yes, Wraith bullies me all the time. All the elders think I'm a milk drinker because I can't fight. Nobody understands. If you can get Wraith to leave me alone, I'll be your best friend. Forever. I'll pay you too. My whole life savings. 2 septums. Oh, good. She'll listen to you. I just know it. Well, I used to sneak out at night and try to take over the big ox on the Greymane's yard. And me and Mila used to climb up on the roof of Dragon's Reach and look for birds' eggs. But I don't do that stuff anymore. Father keeps catching me and then I get in trouble. Until next time.
Excuse me, but I'm trying to read. Nothing like a good adventure or romance to lose yourself in. The who? I'm sorry, I have no idea what you're talking about. Back to my book.
Boys, girls, dogs, elders. There's no way I won't fight. Yeah? Why? Okay, I'll leave him alone. I was just kidding around. Besides, if he'd only kiss me, I wouldn't have to beat him up all the time. You done?
I spend so much time among the dead, I sometimes forget how much I miss the company of the living. Tell me, do you believe in mighty Arkay, god of life and death? Well, as I said, Arkay is the god of life and death. You'll find his temples and halls of the dead all across Tamriel. Priests of Arkay, such as myself, perform rites for the dead and sometimes console the bereaved. We also keep a constant vigil against those who practice the vile arts of necromancy. I asked the question because I was hoping you might be able to help me recover something I've lost. My amulet of Arkay. It's the source of my divine powers and also a sacred badge of office. I misplaced it in the catacombs. I'd look for it, but I have been hearing noises down there. I fear the dead have become restless. Without that amulet, I'm powerless to confront them. Would you be willing to search for it? I'll just wait here and make sure nothing foul escapes the catacombs. The blessing of Arcade.
You tried mercenary work? It might suit you. My sapphire doesn't like that I've been spending so much time looking for my father's old sword. He fed his entire family with the gold he made using that weapon. I'm not about to let it gather dust in some thief's trophy room. I tracked it to a group of bandits nearby, but I'm no fool. I'd need the Whiterun guards or maybe hire the companions to get it. I don't know why I'm saying this, but if you find it out in your travels, I'd be grateful to you. I can teach you a few things. No, I'm not. Looks like we've got something in common then. No, I'm a Red Guard. My family hails from the Imperial province, but I left home when I was just a lad. Been wandering ever since. If you find that sword, please bring it to me.
Did you know there's some fruits that actually grow better in the cold weather?
With this terrible war, I'm a bit overwhelmed, as are the catacombs. Oh, thank Arcade! Please, take this gold for your troubles. The blessing of Arcade be upon you.
Hey, lady, could you spare a coin?
What's that? I asked man who said, let me... Lapka, you've come to hear the word of Talos, because the so-called Emperor is a coward. That's right, I said coward! Oh, yes, he agreed to banish the worship of Talos at the tip of an Aldmeri sword. They called it the White Gold Concordat. Well, I call it blasphemy. True son of Empire would never have turned his back on our greatest hero. Not at any price. Well, let me tell you something, friend. Cyrodiil is a long way from here. In Skyrim, we will never forsake mighty Talos. Let them come. I have no fear, for Talos is my ally, and I am his prophet. His word is upon my lips, his voice in my throat. Hello, my friend. If you seek knowledge about mighty Talos, you have most certainly come to the right person. In mortal life, Talos was a Nord, possessed of unmatched tactical skill, limitless wisdom, and the power to see into men's hearts. Talos mastered the power of a voice, and with it he united the lands of men into a great empire. In southern lands, he was known by the name Tiber Septim. Here in Skyrim, we honor him by his proper Nord name. So great was his reign in life. When he ascended to the heavens, he was made Lord of the Divines. If you want to know more, I'm sure you can find any number of poems on the subject. I breathe now in royalty. And reshape this land which is mine. For you, red legions, for I love you.
Greymane or Battleborn? You got stones in your ears? I ask what side you're on, Greymane or Battleborn. New in town, huh? Whiterun's got two clans, both old and both respected. Difference is, the Greymanes turned their backs on the Empire, and we Battleborn stayed loyal. So I'll ask again, Greymane or Battleborn? Sooner or later, we all have to choose a side. Long live the Empire.
We can never rest easy, for Balgruth's enemies will not. Balgruth and I share a battle bond. We met as youth and forged our friendship in the fires of war. When he became Jarl, I insisted on serving as his protector. He had no cause to argue. Gods, you are curious, almost dangerously so. I am charged with protecting the Jarl from any and all threats. Powerful men have many enemies, more so in times of strife, so you can imagine the dangers. Oh yes, there have been attempts on the Jarl's life. More than one would-be assassin has met his end at the tip of my blade. Take your pick. Dragons, stormcloak assassins, ambitious and unscrupulous nobles. Sometimes I think his own children want him dead. And those are just the physical threats. Assaults on his sanity are another matter entirely. Every day he deals with obsequious functionaries and incompetent bureaucrats. Sadly, I'm not allowed to eliminate. Well, not yet anyway. I've got my eyes on it.
It seems this damnable conflict has claimed everyone's passions of late. Me, I prefer my books and my spells. If I said that was a tedious question, would you be smart enough to know what I meant? Probably not. As long as I'm left alone to pursue my research, I don't care who gives the orders. Now, I'm a busy man, and your pointless questions are boring me terribly. Good day. There's a tranquility in magic, don't you think? It is sadly, no. My work affords me few opportunities for such an adventure. Perhaps some hero will bring one to Dragon's Reach, like old Olaf one I once did. What a fascinating conversation that would be. I'll put it simply, so you'll understand. I advise the Jarl in matters of magic. If the hold is faced with any threats or mysteries of a magical nature, I am called upon to explain things and suggest a course of action. Hopefully that answer will satisfy you. Good day. What do you need? Remember, your mind is the best weapon you have.
The only grown-ups who talk to me are the kind I don't want talking to me.
I serve Jarl Balgraf as steward. Of course, it's all in this note. The Jarl is, as you can imagine, very busy. Perhaps I can assist you. From Adrian? Ah, this must be that weapon for the Jarl. Poor girl. So eager to prove herself. I'll present it to Balgraf when his mood is agreeable. Thank you. Please, take these few coins for services rendered. The Jarl has put out a bounty on some bandits. Here, take a look at this decree for details. Well, there are 3 of them, arranged in 3 tiers, as you may have noticed. The Plains District is so named because it's the closest of the 3 to the plains that surround the city. The inn and marketplace are found there. Most of the city's residents live in the Wind District, which is the middle of the 3. Dragon's Reach occupies the highest, which we call the Cloud District. From here, the Jarl can see all that goes on within his city. That is an old tale, but well known to those of us who serve in the keep. Long ago, there lived a mighty hero of the Nords, Olaf One-Eye. Olaf did battle with a fearsome dragon named Numenor. The struggle between Olaf and the dragon culminated in a mighty duel atop Mount Ampor, with Olaf the victor. Olaf returned in triumph to Whiterun. By his decree, the city's keep was rebuilt as a prison for Numenex, and so, from that time until this, our great keep has been called Dragon's Reach. Ah, splendid. Our fine city has a proud history, and I'm happy to share what I know. The history of Whiterun begins with Dorvaskr, the Hall of the Companions. For a long time, it was the only building on the mountain. As time passed, a thriving community sprang up around Dorvaskr, as was common with mead halls. Today, Whiterun is the jewel of Skyrim. I can say without boast that it is the greatest city in all the holds. Enjoy your visit to Dragon's Reach.
Thank you. No, please. Hold your What is it? If you're looking for the court wizard, I'm not him. Farengar is the one you want. If you wish to speak with him, you'll find him somewhere in the general direction of boredom. Now, if you'll excuse me, there's this invention called wine that requires my immediate attention. All right, if you must. As the Nords say, make it quick. Brevity would be my favorite word if it didn't have 3 syllables. Now, wine, that's a good word. Short, sweet, intoxicating. People love wine almost as much as they love whining. I'm one of those people. You want a drink? Depends. Are you thirsty? Hungry? Both. Depends. Depends. Are you thirsty? Hungry? Both. Need some. Are you sure? Oh no. They found me? I need your help, please. Come with me. I need to speak to you privately. Once I've made enough money trading with the Khajiit caravans, I'm going to buy the bannered mare from Holda. Before my job passed, I told him that one day I'd become the best trader in Skyrim. I met one of the caravan leaders, MODDED. He said he'd help me get started if I could bring him a mammoth tusk. Easier said than done. Can you do that? If you find one, I could teach you a thing or two about trading. Help you get a fair bargain in the future. About the same as everyone else. They're the catfolk of Elsewhere. Great warriors, good traders. The way I hear it, Elsewhere ain't nothing like Skyrim. It's that tropical forest and dusty badlands. It sounds awful. Yeah, these Khajiit make a living traveling the roads and selling their wares. It's got to be tough. Skyrim's a hard enough land when you've got a roof over your head. Worst thing is, nobody wants them in the cities. Nobody trusts them. Matter of fact, I do. They've been fair enough with me, far as I can tell, and the Nord knows a liar when she sees one. Farewell.
But then he went quiet. He met the shield maiden Matilda.
I spent a lot of time at the markets. Thank you. This should turn that old cat's gaze. Maybe I'll be able to become a caravaner myself one day. As promised, let me show you a thing or two about bargaining. Don't want some shifty merchant giving you a raw trade. See you.
I work for Bellafor at the General Goods Store. You just make sure this music you're in mind.
Oh, John, darling, you know you're the only stone-biting knuckle-dragging...
I enjoy this work well enough, but I'm ready to retire.
That's my
I've been
girl.
thinking of selling into Sonda.
Well, met Rafford. What brings you to Whiterun? A pity, and words I hear too often. But there's no shame in it. One of them dragons comes calling in Whiterun. The place will go up like tinder. Aye, that I do. Half all my life. We Battleborns have been here since the beginning, along with the Grey Maids. Our family's in closest kin for generations, but Ulfric's Stormcloak's uprising has divided us. Now, seems we can scarce look at each other without coming to blows. Petty and foolish that. They are saying dragons have returned to Skyrim. Now that there, that's the real problem. Ain't sure if they're taking on new members, but we should talk to the companions. They're over in their hall, Norvaster. If by work, you mean testing your steel in bloody battle. The most important question of all, that one. You'll want the bannered mare, the old Hulda. She'll keep you swimming in these. But mind the bard, Mikhail, punsy little milk drinker, that one. Well, Metra, man gives bards a bad name. We Nords have a long history as warrior poets. I am proud to count myself among them. But Mikhail, he sings only for gold and the affections of wenches. He dishonors our traditions. Keep a song in your heart.
I ain't done nothing. Only if I can help it. But damn if I ain't almost sober. Hey, in the Bannered Mare, there's this bottle of Argonian ale. The good stuff. Get it for me. They won't even know it's gone. Come on. Argonian ale. I can almost taste it. Well, that all depends on you now.
Rum Schreier.
Yes. Sure, whatever.
Security in Whiterun is terrible. Shame.
Make it quick. Be gone.
Ragnar the Red. Oh, there once was a hero named Ragnar the Red, who rise to Whiterun from old where it stay. And the braggart did Skyrim, his name as he told of old battles in gold he had made.
You know what's wrong with Skyrim these days?
I'm a bard by trade. Perhaps you've heard of it. There's a whole college up in Solitude where they teach the arts. Song, lute playing, poetry. I studied there myself. Had to leave over a misunderstanding with the head mistress. A misunderstanding with her husband. It's the leaving that talks gotten around to it.
Let me know if you need anything. Take a seat by the fire and I'll send someone else. I enjoy this work well enough, but I'm ready to retire. I've been thinking of selling me into Isolda. Anyway, what do you need? Have you seen that shrine of Asura? They say the Dark Elves built it after they fled from Morrowind. Sight to see. I assume you saw the Gildergreen? Big tree, all burnt up in the middle of the Wind District? It's part of the Temple of Kinnareth. People want Danica to do something about it, but I don't know what they expect. Of course, it's all in this note. People say there's someone in Riften that can change your face, make you look completely different. Do you believe that? Of course, it's all in this note. What can I get you? Of course, it's all in this note. Hungry, tired, or just plain thirsty? The companions? In Jorvaskr? They're recruiting new members from what I hear. Here, take a look at this. Some of the Jarl's men came by and left this bounty letter.
You're writing me?
Speak, elf. Need anything else? Just let me know.
There's...
Well, that's where it starts.
Come to chat with an old... What? My friend Maven and I. Have you met Maven in Riften? We know of you.
Why they're reforming the Thorn Dog. Vampire hunters or something. Old hoard in Riften. I'm considered joining up myself.
Whoa! Listen, I own the Pelagia farm just outside the city walls. Nimriel takes good care of things for me.
Take a good look around. I'm sure you'll find what you're looking for. Everything's for sale, my friend. Everything. If I had a sister, I'd sell her in a second. Interesting, to say the least. What with all that's been going on. On the one hand, supplies are harder to come by since fewer traders are traveling the roads these days. But on the other, the scarcity of supplies has led to some, well, elevated prices. All that matters is that I have what you need, and it's worth every cent. Isn't it obvious? The wonderful weather and hospitable people, of course. Not to mention my great fondness for dragons and petty political power struggles. But without a doubt, the most compelling feature of this frozen wasteland is the volley of inane questions leveled at me on a regular basis.
You come back. Foolish old woman. You know nothing. Nothing of our struggles, our suffering.
It's a fine day with you around. What of my son? What of Thoros? Is he nothing? So don't talk to me about suffering.
Your son chose his side and he chose poorly, and now he's gone. Such is the way of war. The sooner you accept his loss, the better.
I will never accept his death. My son still lives. I feel it in my heart. So tell me, Battleborns, where is he? Come to a mother for my fingers. Sorry, Papa. I'm not quite human.
This old hag. Holding him? Why, I've got him in my cellar. He's my prisoner.
What are you looking at? I'm not afraid of you. No, even if you are my elder.
Stormcloak. And you best keep your mouth shut before you suffer the same.
Come on, Father. There's nothing more to be said here.
All I can think about is my son. My son, they say that he was killed.
Alfred.
Life's hard enough with all these men propositioning me, but that bard is the worst. That bard Mikhail is begging for a dagger up against his throat the way he goes on about me. I heard him boasting at the Bannered Mare, saying he'll conquer me as a true Nord conquers any harsh beast. Huh. If you want to try, go right ahead. I don't think anything will get through that thick skull of his, though. You've got no idea. Half the men in Whiterun have proposed to me. Some were even single. They'll never understand. No amount of flowers or honeyed words are going to change my mind. Right now, all that matters is my daughter Mila. No man's going to get between me and my little girl. Remember, fresh fruit and vegetables every day.
Right, Vic, when I get home, I'll have him start on it right away. I'm back to pick it up in, 3 days. Perfect, my dear. Absolutely perfect. I'll see you then. Time to chat with an old woman, All I can think about is my son, my Thorold. They say that he was killed, but I know better. I know my son is alive. Those battle-born, they're in with the Imperials. They know it too, and yet they lied to my very face. It's not wise to discuss it here. Please, if you truly wish to help, meet me at my home. I'll tell you the whole story.
Once I've made enough money trading with the future caravans, I'm going to buy the best.
Take a good look around. I'm sure you'll find what you're looking for. You look rather pale. Could be ataxia. It's quite a problem back home in Cyrodiil. Ah, splendid, splendid. It's for a special brew I'm working on. A love elixir like none other. Maybe I'll test it on foreign first. Oh, but I suppose you expect some compensation. Here, these potions should suffice. Come back, Eddie. What do you need, my friend? Of a sort. I don't have formal training in the restoration school, but something just as good. Within these walls, I have all that I need to brew a potion for nearly any ailment. If I had a septum for every case of rock joint or rib vein I've cured since I opened this shop, I'd be a rich woman indeed. Why? Because I'm a proud citizen of the Empire? Because the Stormcloaks only want Nords in Skyrim? The Stormcloaks can rot in oblivion for all I care. I've lived in the city for 20 years. 20! All right, then.
Come to chat with an old woman,
Be careful. Finest cuts, fresh from the wilds. Oh yes, hunting is my great passion. That's why my brother and I opened a shop to sell hunting supplies. It's the Drunken Huntsman down by the main gate. He tends the store, I've got this stone. Good hunting.
I suppose you don't need to worry about that.
Owning the farm does have its advantages.
Chops and steaks fit for a Jarl. Come see my special.
Fresh vegetables for sale? It's a shame, isn't it? The Guild Green, yes. It's a bit of an eyesore at the moment. More of a problem for the pilgrims than for me, but not many of them around anymore. To the east of here is a hidden grove where the Elder Gleam resides. It's the oldest living thing in Skyrim, maybe all of Tamriel. Our tree here in the city was grown from a cutting of that tree. You can still feel the glory of the mother tree through it. Even its name is an echo. I've thought about that. Trees like this never really die, they only slumber. I think if we had some of the sap from the parent tree, we could wake up its child. But even if you could get to the Elder Gleam, you couldn't tap it, not with any normal metal. If you want to help, you'll need something to cut into it first. You'll have to deal with the hag ravens. I've heard about the weapon they've made for sacrificing Striggans. It's called Nettlebane. The hags terrify me, or I would have gone after it myself. Your spirit is strong. Kinnaret's winds will guide your path. It's held in a hag raven nest called Orphan Rock. So, have you got a Nettlebane back from those filthy hag ravens yet? It's an old tree, very old. They say it was a seedling when the first men were arriving from Atmora, thousands of years ago. The sap is precious. It can restore barren fields or bring life to rocks. I can use it to repair the Guild Green, so we can worship properly again. Indeed. The temple here in the city is my charge. The goddess's divine blessings have no doubt helped make Whiterun a thriving and prosperous city. After all, it is she who brings rain to our crops and fair weather on the harvest days. Somewhat, yes. At first it seemed a distant thing, heard only in the idle speech of cards and traders. When the wounded soldiers began to return from battle, I did what I could to help them. As more of the sick and injured came to the temple, my work as a healer became more important than my duties as a priestess. I wish only an end to the fighting, so that I can tend to the temple once more. May Kinnaret's winds blow you forth. Looking for my husband, Nazim? Check the Jarl's backside.
Yes?
Stuffs himself these days.
The Imperial machine enforces the will of the Falvor against the old people.
Those two at it again?
Come on now, this should be good. Keep your balance. Come on! Jeff, like a dumber. Oh! Good. Let's do it first, you. No more, I yield.
You think you stand a chance?
Yeah, never seen your face before. Watch it.
Make it quick.
We Greymaids have feuded with the Battleborns for years. There's no more bitter enemy than an old friend. Aye, we used to be fast friends. No, it was long ago. We were two of the city's oldest and most respected clans. We could trace our histories all the way back to Ysgramor's companions. But then Ulfric got rich and decided he and his kin were too good for us simple, backwards Nord folk. When the troubles began, he took the Empire side. We haven't spoken much since then. Oh, we've got an old saying. The Greymanes have lived in Whiterun since the first snows fell in Skyrim. Well, maybe that's not entirely true, but our clan's got a long and proud history of this old. We respect the old ways, the Nord ways, and the Greymane has worked the Skyforge since before the time of my grandfather's father.
If you want to keep having ears, you'll pretend you didn't.
No, they used to be something. Nowadays, they just squabble amongst themselves. Take my advice and keep away. You look too smart to get caught up with this bunch. Well, when you get to be my age, you don't remember why you did much of anything. Only that it happened. Aye, they're an old clan like ours. But they cast their love with the Empire when the uprising began. Ulfric Battleborn made his money from farming and got himself some new friends among the Empire's nobles. Now he's in the Emperor's pocket like the rest of them, with no regard for honor and tradition. I was done talking anyway.
Oh, I'm just a servant, dear. You want to talk to one of the companions, I'm sure. A good bunch of men and women who make too much of a mess, if you ask me.
Goodbye, dear. Long time.
Which, mutton or the vegetable?
Mutton.
So I have it. All right. I'll buy the ingredients tomorrow, and we can have it for dinner. I'd be dead if not for Vignor. Took me in and helped me turn my life around. And we've done as much as we can to prepare for that. But remember, Whiterun is home to the companions. Any dragon that comes here will get more than he's bargained for, I think. To hear Vignor tell it, about the layabouts and useless whiners who used to know how to fight. He thinks everything used to be better. I, for one, would trust any companion with my life. Oh, I'm not a companion myself. I just helped Vignor. He took me in when I was having a tough time, and, well, I owe him. Farewell, my lady.
This is a place for warriors, New Blood. What brings you here? None of our business. There's no honor to be had in the squabbling of Jarls. Ask any fool around here, get a different answer. Mercenaries, warriors of honor, brothers and sisters of the blade, drunken rabble. Take your pick. I've been here longer than most of them. Even I don't know sometimes. I just hope they don't kill each other. I learned the ways of the blade in the Great War. Nearly lost my life outside the Imperial City. I came home to Skyrim when it was all over. I wasn't much good at anything other than fighting. Wandered around as a blade for hire. It was a damn good one, too. The money was good, and the women were good, and the drinks were good. I was losing myself, my heart. I was lucky the companions found me. Now there's a reason to be fighting. The honor of my brothers and sisters is worth more than coin. Of course the money is still good. And the drinks. So you think you have what it takes? Lucky for you, I'm not the one who makes that decision. Talk to Kodlak. Who knows? Maybe he's in a generous mood. Until next time.
If you wish to hunt with me, your feet need to be quick and your eyes quicker.
I can't keep up with
Eastmore himself wouldn't have the patience to deal with all the rabble around here. Kodlak says not to worry about it. I worry that a bunch of snowberries are out there earning glory while we stay out of it. But I will follow the old man's lead, as ever. An outsider, eh? Never heard of the companions? An order of warriors. We are brothers and sisters in honor. And we show up to solve problems if the coin is good enough. My mother was a companion, and her mother, and all the women in my family back to Harati Blackblade. I stayed with my father in the woods until I was old enough for my trial. We hunted everything that was to hunt. The training. Ma didn't live long enough to see me join, but I fight to honor her and all my shield sisters through time. We don't just take in any milk drinker who stumbles in. Talk to Kodlak if you think you have what it takes to be a companion. Until next time.
Damn you for being right.
My brother Focus is a better talker than me. He should be around someplace. I'm here to help. Too confusing for me. Empire, Nords, Talos, who cares? Just tell me who needs bludgeoning. The companions are my family. We fight so that other people don't have to. We bring honor and glory to ourselves and each other. Vilgus and I have been here since we were little whelps. Our father Jurgen raised us here. Even Vigner couldn't remember companions younger than us. Kodlak is the one who figures out who can be a companion, so talk to him. It's out of my hands. Until next time.
I don't owe you money, do I? In charge of what? I'm in charge of me, and you're in charge of you. If you're looking to join up, Kodlak's the one to be talking to. We're the best damn fighters in Skyrim. At least some of us are. A man of my station has many debts. I'm not much use at labor. The companions let me fight for gold, and so I fight. Yeah.
If you wish to hunt with me, your feet need to be quick and your eyes...
You don't just waddle in here and get to speak to the boss. Who do you think you are? If you want to embarrass yourself, I won't stop you. Kodlak is the Harbinger. He's the closest thing you'll find to a leader around here. Are you looking to join? I wouldn't get your hopes up. The short answer is, we fight. The long answer is, forget it. You're not worth my time. So I wouldn't have to answer stupid questions from idiots. Now, if you'll excuse me.
Oh, I'm just a servant, dear. You want to talk to one of the companions, I'm sure.
But I still hear the call of the blood.
We all do. It is our burden to bear, but we can overcome.
You have my brother and I, obviously. But I don't know if the rest will go along quite so easily.
Leave that to me.
Great. Another ambitious visitor. You think you can just wander in here and join us? There are always good reasons to fight. I just wish this war had them. Who cares who worships what dead god? Give me something to make me draw my sword. You'll hear some of the brighter faces around here talk about honor and glory. I've got nothing against it, but for me, the promise of coin is what feeds my blade. Wherever someone in Skyrim doesn't feel up to defending their own honor, we'll take up their burden. You'll hear Farkas tell it. Our father raised us here as happy pups, running around, wiping knees. I love my brother, but his brains are not his strong suit. We were brought here by Jurgen. Whether he was our father or not, I don't care. He left the fight in the Great War and never came back. So he's not my problem anymore. We've been here as long as either of us can remember, though. So try to show some respect. I don't know if you're capable, and I don't have time to find out. If Kodlak will vouch for you, I might have some work you could do. Good day.
A stranger comes to our hall. Politics are something best avoided. I prefer more personal confrontations myself. Your question carries more weight than you may know, newcomer. The sort of thing some of us spend our lives pondering. The difference between a noble band of warriors and a ragged bunch of assassins is as thin as a blade's edge. I try to hold us to the right path. Like most of our band, I
I found this family after losing my own. I traveled the length and breadth of this land, learning all I could of the sword and the axe. I was just a boy, but I had the fire of a man in my heart. Eventually, my body caught up to my spirit. My predecessor, Asgar, found me in Hammerfell. I was serving as a bodyguard for some weak-necked lord out there. He brought me back here, and I realized that I was actually coming home. I worked to bring honor to this family, and to the family that I lost. For my mother, my father, and my grandfather. For all my shield siblings. Family and honor. That's what it means to be one of us, girl.
Be careful!
I haven't seen you before.
My brother Focus is a better talker than me.
Hear a little Nord wisdom? You don't really know a woman till you've had a strong drink and a fist with her. Think you can go blade to blade with me? You'd be dead in 6 seconds. And why not? I could beat anyone in the city, barehanded. 100 gold says I knock your hide to the ground. Just fists. No weapons, no magic, no crying. Let's go. Come on, let's see what you're made
This is an old sound from Star Trek. This is an old sound from Star Trek. This is an old sound from This is a local favorite. One of the first songs I ever learned. Ragnar the Red.
Now that's what I call a punch. You got me. You're no liar. Best fight I've had in years. There you are. If you ever need a blade at your side, just ask. I've seen you handle a few trolls. You're someone who can get things done. I like that. The heat of the battle is the fire that forges the strongest blades. It's an old Nord proverb. That, and a true Nord never misses a chance to test her worth. You've been talking to those companions? Too hot-headed, they cried. Weak, pathetic cowards, a lot of them. It wasn't my fault. I told them over and over that it was an accident. They wanted me to prove my worth. So they threw me up against a young whelp of a lad, hardly old enough to grow his first chin hairs. I guess they thought a woman wasn't strong enough to hurt him. I didn't mean for him to die. Why would I want that? I just lost control. Good. Chat time's over.
Past, present.
I'm a bard by trade. Perhaps you heard of it. Carlotta put you up to this, didn't she? I'm sorry, but that fiery widow's mine. She just doesn't know it yet. Maybe you're right. I guess I just didn't want anyone to think I couldn't handle one last. On my honor, I won't bother Carlotta ever again.
It's the leaving that's hardest, I know.
So, have you got fruit and fresh vegetables for sale? Really? You convinced that loot player to stop chasing me? I'd thank the gods, but I'll settle for thanking you. Here's some coin for your help. Remember, fresh fruit and vegetables every day.
Oh, it took years, but I earned my way to the top. I own Chilfaro Farm, you see. Very successful business. I actually advise the Jarl on political matters. My input is invaluable, of course, but this is all probably a bit over your head.
What is it that you need, if it's the war you're referring to? I'm on the side of Whiterun. No doubt General Pelias and his friends in the Empire will tell you that I owe them my loyalty. And perhaps I do. Ulfric Stormcloak would say that I owe my allegiance to the Nord people as they fight for Skyrim's independence. Perhaps this is also true. The day might come when I'm forced to draw my sword for one side or the other. But that day has not come yet. No doubt he thought it was the only way to make his point. And also because he knew he could. With good planning and constant vigilance. Even now, my court wizard, Farengar, continues his research into ways we might drive back these terrors. We must also have ample reserves of water to combat the fires that will surely spread after an attack. But our greatest weapon? Courage. For if we cannot kill the beast, we must at least have the tenacity to drive it back. Until brave heroes step forward to destroy these monsters. That is the best we can do.
Another wanderer here to look my
Ain't nobody high and mighty in these halls, except in the Jarl. And don't you forget, I might just be a servant among lords, but don't think for a moment I don't take my duties as seriously as the Jarl himself takes his.